Please take a comfortable seat. Find yourself wherever you need to be. Seated, if you're sitting in a chair, sit with your feet flat, your back straight, and maybe even tilted a little bit away from the chair back so you've really got an upright spine. And if you're sitting on the floor, make sure you have something under your hips so your pelvis is slightly elevated and can tilt forward just a little bit to support the uprightness of your spine. Then take your hands wherever it is you're sitting and internally rotate your right leg. So roll the inner thigh in, pull the sit bone wide out to the side. And then do the same on the left leg, inner thigh in and sit bone wide out to the side. So you are broad and steady in your seat. Make sure you're warm enough, you're comfortable. If you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, you might want to prop a blanket or a towel underneath a knee or both knees. And when you feel that your body is fully settled and comfortable, and you don't need to make any further adjustments, please close your eyes. And let your attention turn inside. Feel your body. Notice where it touches whatever you're sitting on or against. And feeling that support, let your body release into what is holding and supporting you. The thigh bones get heavy, the buttocks, the sit bones get heavy. And there is kind of a deep release as the thigh bones descend. The psoas muscle perhaps releases a little bit. And we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest response. And as you do that, perhaps you notice that your breathing begins to deepen. The diaphragm releases. And you feel an opening and an expansion in your breath. And as that happens, notice that the breath is perhaps not just moving your chest forward, but notice that it's also moving your rib cage from side to side and your back ribs into the back of your body so that you feel almost like a cylindrical expansion every time you inhale, and then a soft settling in every time you exhale. If it's possible, breathe through your nose. And as you observe the breath and the way it moves your body, see if you can smooth the breath out so that it comes in from beginning to end of the inhalation in a smooth, steady, constant stream. And as you breathe out, it moves out in a smooth, steady, constant stream. In other words, it's not a strong beginning of the inhale and then it kind of pitters out, or a strong beginning of the exhale and then it pitters out. But there is a constancy of the inhale and the exhale. Smooth and silky. Our meditation practice this afternoon is going to be a Buddhist practice called Tonglen. The practice invites us to breathe in the pain, the difficulty, and the suffering that is all around us, or maybe it's just your own. And to find inside of ourselves a place of light and spaciousness where that darkness can be transmuted and breathed out as light. This is a practice that I like to do when things are very difficult, either for me personally or in the world when there is a lot of suffering, a lot of upheaval, injustice, pain. And it's a way of giving. It's a way of acknowledging what's taking place, opening ourselves to it rather than shying away from it. And also knowing that we have something to offer and to give. That simply in the act of seeing, of acknowledging, we give the gift of our presence. To be heard, to be seen is such an incredibly powerful human need. And it's one that is being called out currently. This need to be heard and seen, to be understood, to be acknowledged. It's being called out loudly through protests, peaceful and violent. It's being called out in social media. It's being called out through various organizations, campaigns, through the voices of people asking to be seen, asking to be heard, asking to be acknowledged, asking to be understood, asking for justice. So in this way, through the practice of Tonglen, we can, as we sit in our own homes, see, hear, acknowledge, and maybe begin to understand the suffering and pain of others. So we begin that practice by opening up the space inside of ourselves where we connect to our own hearts, where we connect to light, where we connect to the ways in which we see and hear and acknowledge ourselves and have had that acknowledgement been done for us. So we find a space inside of abundance, a space inside from which we can give our attention, our ears, our voices. Sitting quietly for a moment now, source that space inside yourself and give it a sense of texture, perhaps lightness, airiness, freshness, coolness. And then turn your attention to the pain and the suffering that is taking place in our world and give that a texture, a quality, a visible, tactile quality. Maybe it is dark And maybe it is heavy, claustrophobic, suffocating, black, red. And begin to breathe that dark, heavy quality in, and to breathe your lighter, fresher quality out. Just see if you can time to your breath. Breathing in the dark heaviness and breathing out a lighter freshness. Not necessarily tying it to emotion or a story at the moment, just syncing your breath in this way. And maybe you can expand it so it's not just that you're breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe you can feel as though you are breathing in through your pores, through your whole body, opening to take in, invite heavy, hot, dark, suffocating, and to breathe out fresh, light, open, spacious, cool. And then when you feel you have set up a rhythm with your breathing that mirrors this pulsation of drawing in and extending out, now let's tie it to something specific. As you breathe in the pain, the suffering, the injustice, the need to be heard, seen, acknowledged, understood. And perhaps you think of a particular person, or perhaps you think of particular families, or perhaps you think of a particular city, or perhaps you think of a particular group of people. I leave that to you, where you want to put your focus. But wherever it is that you choose to put your attention, breathe in that pain, that darkness, that heaviness, and let it shift and change inside of you, and breathe out the gift of your attention, the gift of your love, the gift of space, the gift of being heard, the gift of having that pain acknowledged. So each inhale, you draw in to yourself what needs to be seen. And with each breath out, you breathe out, you're seeing, you're hearing, your attention, your light. As we'll sit quietly now, doing this practice of Tonglen. And when you feel after a few minutes ready to let the practice go, let it go. And return your attention simply to your breath, the inhale and the exhale, to the quiet and stillness that perhaps you find in sitting like this. The practice on your own, giving the gift of leaning in to pain. And breathing out love. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Begin to invite your breathing to deepen, to once again fill the cylinder of your torso, front and back, right side and left side, top and bottom. As you breathe deeper, feel the space inside of you increase. The fullness of your generosity, your ability to be present with the pain of others, to take the time to fully acknowledge, to see, to hear, to be present, and to begin to understand what is being asked. Bringing your palms together, begin to rub them and generate some heat, rubbing your palms a little faster, faster, faster. Rub into your hands the ability to see unity within diversity, to be able to see and acknowledge that we all feel pain. And cup your palms over your eyes and seal that vision in. Then join your palms together in front of your heart. And as we prepare to chant an Om and end our meditation, take this moment to gather up all your love, all your blessings, all your attention, this gift that you can give, that we can give from right here at home. And we'll put it into our chant of the sound Om. Make it a good, powerful Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Thank you for meditating with me today. Namaste.